Well, I want this to be as responsive as possible to the needs of those of you here. So I would ask to begin with, how many of you live abroad? How many of you don't live abroad?
Well, kind of.
Okay, yeah, but have lived abroad before, I gather. All right. Okay, so good. Well, then I would suggest that orient my remarks a little bit around then the issues that do face the Americans living outside of the United States. Those issues are enormous, and they're kind of our hot topic, I guess, if you will, as Medicare or the health bill is in Congress, as the Congressman just told us. I will make a few introductory remarks. I will take this wherever you want it to go. If you want us to talk about the bank accounts, you want to talk about the rules facing Americans, whatever it might be. And so, again, trying to be as responsive as I possibly can. The big challenge, I think we decided on the topic, would be challenges facing you. The biggest challenge you've got facing you right now is trying to keep up with the changes in the American tax laws as they impact upon all Americans, and specifically as they impact upon Americans abroad. You may know that we have a whole series of rules coming to end next year, in 2011. Now, the U.S. Congress, in its infinite wisdom, decided over 10 years ago that you couldn't introduce a bill to reduce tax revenues without something that was commensurate to increase so it balanced out. So what they did is they decided to go into a whole series of rules with a sunset clause, as they called it, which says that for the 10-year period they would allow a certain thing to exist. At the end of that 10-year period, which will be 2011, they would go back as if the thing had not really occurred, and somehow that satisfied their regulations on, you know, not reducing revenues without a commensurate reduction in deductions. Pardon. So, you know, that's it. So we're facing a situation where you got to say, whoa, what's going to be the case, for example, next year? And because of other concerns, a lot of those questions are, as of yet, not answered. Congress adjourned at the end of last year without legislation that we thought would occur, and it didn't. I can give you the classic example of that right now, being there is no U.S. estate tax this year. So, you know, you can, if you read that little question, the prediction thing I've got a question on that this year, you know, about what's going to happen this year. Are people going to be getting in fights with other relatives over whether we should pull the plug on daddy or not? Well, you never know. I mean, you know, all things are possible in this world.
Now time to do it.
You know, euthanasia on any